We are all harboring under the delusion that we have one mono mind, that everything comes from this one entity within us, and any thoughts we have must be true because they came from inside us. Any actions that we have taken are reflective of who we are. But this isn't true. This is very damaging to people. This doesn't help you heal. The reason I came across this kind of concept from a book called No Bad Parts is because I have been trying to surrender more to life. I've been trying to rest and really attain peace in my mind. What I did was I started reading The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer. And Michael Singer talks about the voice and how he became aware of this voice, right? Like, you have a voice, I have a voice in my head, and this voice is constantly talking. It's hot today. It's Monday today. I feel warm. I feel happy. Just verbalizing all these things that we already feel and know we are thinking anyway. So he talks about how this voice was getting annoying to him. He had experienced true silence and bliss, and he thought, I really want to experience this all the time. This voice, these thoughts are getting in the way. So in a way that he was demonizing the thoughts, right? But this was just the first part of the book. So I took this and I hadn't even read into the book, and I was like, okay, I'm going to channel him. I'm going to shut this voice off. This voice is annoying me. This voice is getting in between me and stillness and peace, and I need to get rid of it and suppress it. But then I came across this book called No Bad Parts. And in there, like I said, Richard talks about how we have many parts. Let's say you wake up. You wake up and you think, I'm going to have such a productive day. I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to go for a walk. But then next thing you know, within an hour, you are binging on Netflix, eating the unhealthiest food you could ever eat. So who are you? Are you the part that wanted to exercise, or are you the part that's procrastinating? And if we believe that we are one, then you are all of these things, which is kind of confusing. But if you listen to Richard and you understand there are different parts of us, and the way you can really see this is sit down and for a minute, write down your thoughts. Just sit, write down your thoughts, whatever comes out, and I want you to name the thoughts. What you'll see is that every thought is different. It's coming from a different part of you. There are many voices in your head. And what happens is these voices are usually in survival mode. If you have a lot of trauma from childhood that you haven't healed, which a lot of us do, and it's about going back and becoming aware of it. So what he did was he realized that people have different parts, and that these different parts, regardless of whether you don't want to binge eat or smoke or drink, there's a part of you that always pulls you back. Regardless if you don't want to go back to your ex, when you're with him, like, there's a different part of you that just acts out and you're like, okay, yes, I'll take you back, And then afterwards you're like, what was I thinking? Well, my love, it is these parts. These parts, when they are in survival mode, are in protective mode. They are trying to take care of you in the best way that they know how. But they are like a child. They are not well equipped to do so. What's happening is, let's say you went to school, you wore pink, you were beaten up, you came home, 20 years later, your mom tried to gift you a pink jumper and you lost your shit. You got mad at her. You said, how dare you, right? And you acted out in this like over-exaggerated way over something that was just pink. But everyone else might look at you and think, oh my god, she's so sensitive. Oh my god, why would she do that? Why is she overreacting over pink? Ugh, just such a drama queen. You just want attention. Okay, I'm getting carried away. It's just really fun doing that accent. But okay, yeah. Why is that happening? That is happening because that part of you is still that traumatized child that got beaten up and couldn't take care of itself. It couldn't protect itself. So now that part of you is like, I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to take care of myself. Don't you dare bring me something pink. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm not going to get beaten up. I don't want to die. Let me survive. Let me take care of myself. That's what it is. That's what your ego is. And we're trying to kill the ego. But the ego is trying to protect you. It loves you. It's doing the best that it can. It's like a little child who's like, I've got to take care of mommy now, but how do I take care of mommy? And it's just trying to take care of your inner mommy, we'll call it, but it just can't because it's a child. So what you need to do is become aware of this part of you that is lashing out, that is getting protective and reactive and, just being angry and sad and has addictions and can't self-soothe itself. Because, for example, all these people that have addictions, who binge eat, smoke, drink, take drugs, whatever it is, they have a pain within them. They have a burden in that part of themselves, right, that they are carrying around, that whenever that part of themselves feels like, oh, there might be danger, I'm feeling the similar sort of vibe when I was under attack when I was a child, because that's what you feel like. When you carry around this burden, you instantly go back to being that child who didn't feel safe, who felt abused, who felt beaten up. And you're just trying to be like, okay, I'm going to take care of myself now. Okay, defenses go up, So with that part of yourself, it's trying to protect you in the way that it knows best. And then it looks like addictions. We overeat because we don't want to feel that part of ourselves. Because if we truly allowed ourselves to feel the rage and the sadness we had inside of us, it believes we die. It constantly thinks we're going to die, because that's why it's trying to protect you. Because when we didn't feel safe as children, when we didn't feel validated and loved and appreciated, we felt really unsafe. We can't emphasize how vulnerable we are as children. We are at the mercy of the people around us and the environment around us, and we need to be taken care of. And anything that happens, we internalize, and then we think, okay, I can't rely on my environment, I can't be safe, I've got to take care of myself. How do I do this? And rather than demonizing these parts of you that, are addicted to something or act out in a certain way, rather than thinking, oh my God, I really hate that part of me, why do I do that? I used to do this. I've had addictions. I was like, why? I woke up today and I said I wouldn't do that. Why am I here doing it? Who are you? Why? And I would hate that part of me. But how can I hate you out of doing it? How can I force you out of doing it? And the thing is, what happens is, with a lot of times with people with addictions, we shame them. We say, use your self-will, use your self-control, pressure yourself, coerce yourself, handle your shit. But would you say that to a kid? Would you say to a kid, you've been misbehaving at school, handle your shit? And would you, that's what parenting is sometimes, right? Like, beat the shit out of the kid, expect it to conform and listen to you. But it doesn't work like that. If it worked like that, we should all be beating each other up all the time. But that's not the case. You have to connect to that part of yourself. You have to show it love and compassion and thank it for taking care of you. I did an exercise from the book, and it said, really feel into your body. Feel any sensations and any thoughts that come up. And I felt sensation in my stomach come up. And I realized that I, deep down inside, felt unsafe. Like, there was a part of me when I was a child that felt very unsafe. It felt scared. It felt like it needed to protect itself. And hence why it had addictions, because there was just so much pain that is stuck in there, that the only way to distract myself from the pain was to consume and take in other things, to take myself out of my body. I had a thing with binge eating. I would eat and eat and eat and eat. Even sometimes now, up until recently, I would feel weird and a void in me and empty. And then I'd think, let me just eat, let me just feel something. But that part of me is trying to protect me, because that part of me understands that if it allows me to feel those emotions, it feels like I will die. The important thing is integrating all aspects of you, because if I keep pushing that part of me away from me, then when that happens, when you push yourself far away from each other, you get multiple personality disorder. When these separated parts of you become so profound that they're just their own individual identity now. The important part is integration, showing love and compassion to each part of you and being like, okay, yeah, you're addicted, but that's okay, I still love you. Why? Let's figure this out together. Like you would do with a kid. It's about parenting yourself, being the parent you never had, because you can't force yourself to be a certain way. You can only love yourself. Love conquers all.